This is the Homewave T35 testing session with the Honda 8 horsepower motor. And the reason why we're using the Honda today is because my 20 horse Daihatsu is in getting serviced. So let's get going. Northern Ireland, and the slipway is just back there. As you can see, for the Homewave T35 compared to the Honda motor, there's very little splashing. So right now we're going to do a quick speed test with the Honda 8 horsepower. Here we go. Here we go, maximum speed 16 miles per hour, cruising speed 14 to 15. Perfect, 2 adults on board. Okay guys, first up we have the Honwave T35 and we've got 73 kgs in weight, maximum horsepower capacity 20, and the inner boat length is 244 centimeters. Now, if you look at the Carbon Pro, it's CarbonPro365, which on paper sounds like a bigger boat, but in reality it's actually not really. It's pretty much the exact same size. And I'll show you that in just a little second whenever we get it up here on the screen. So the Carbon Pro, I think, comes in slightly cheaper. Yes, correct. 69 kg, slightly lighter as well in weight because the aluminium floor isn't as heavy. But the inner boat length is 240 centimeters. Which obviously means that the deck space on the T35 is actually slightly longer than the Carbon Pro 365. So these are just wee things that you need to take into consideration whenever in choosing a boat, because you can be easily misled to think that, oh, the Carbon Pro is much bigger than the T35, I want a bigger boat, but I don't want something as big as the Homewave T38 or the T40. So always do your research, folks, always looking into the finer details and that'll help you along the way. So now we're on to the Homewave T38, and we're going to get a look at this quickly. Weight is 48 kg, maximum engine capacity is 25 horsepower, which is crazy to be honest, it's too fast. Boat length is 262, inner boat length is 262, which means it's definitely a little bit bigger again, but the shape of the Honwave T38 kind of goes up quite high at the front, and it means that space is obsolete. That space can't be used. It's more or less just going up into a big V into a big point. So there's no real need for the extra space there. Side by side, the Honwave T38 and T35 are identical in length. The T38 is slightly narrower, whereas the T35 is slightly wider. The aluminium floor in the T35 provides a greater deck space from front to back, as the front of the Honwave T38 rises up at the front, making the space, which is slightly bigger, obsolete. The weight of the T35 provides more stability and better handling of the boat when it's out on the water. It's much more stable, and the aluminium floor provides a great fishing platform. It's also great for those going camping, looking for deck space, and loading the boat up with family and friends. I particularly love the smooth ride that you get from the Honwave T35, as it's a heavier boat with the aluminium floor, but I do enjoy messing about on a Honwave T38 for the extra little bit of sportiness on the water. It's also great for packing in the boot of your car when travelling. I would definitely recommend the CarbonPro365 as a slightly cheaper alternative to the Honwave T35. It is a good, stable fishing platform, good for transporting family, friends, and for holding cargo. It is very stylish and attractive in the black and red. It's just not as sporty and as good as handling as the Honwaves on the water, just based on design. The Honwaves are very, very sporty, very, very fast. Well folks, let's talk a little more about the boat. The T35 is pretty much the exact same size as the Homewave T38. But on the water, the T35 is much more stable, it's solid, there's less bouncing, less splashing, which you will typically get with an aluminium floored boat, which is what I love. And one of the main reasons why I love that is because your outboard motor on an air deck bobs about quite a bit whenever you're going. Whenever you're on the aluminium floor, the motor is just steady the whole time. And for me, I just love looking at that. I just love the performance that you get. It's much more consistent. I've had the air deck, which was the 3 metre Quicksilver. Previous to that, I had a 2.7 metre boat, which was a wooden slated floor, flat bottom. First boat, quite fun, but no good for the sea. You could get away with it on rivers, lakes, canals and stuff, but not for the sea. And then after that we had the infamous XL Vanguard 335, which Colleen did not like. And I wasn't a massive fan of it either. It served a purpose, it done me for the year, but from the very first day, you know, Colleen was near tossed from the boat, and that was just going along with the current, and the boat just veered off by itself sideways. A lot of other people having issues as well, so kind of just best left in the past and we go forward with the Homewave. I've had a lot of experience in Ryan Ferris's boat, the Ferryman, on YouTube. Great name, by the way, Ryan. And he's got the Homewave T40. So the Homewave T40, very much like the Homewave T35, very stable, fantastic boat, just a good bit bigger and a good bit heavier. So pulling this up and down the slip, I can manage it by myself, but you know, for an older person, maybe not with the same strength, maybe carrying a few injuries, it's maybe not ideal. So the Honwave T38 will probably be more suitable for you, because I think it weighs 25 kgs less. But once you do get your outboard motor onto the back of a boat, around 40 to 50 kgs, sometimes more, whenever you're pulling that weight up a slipway, it nearly all feels the same. So it does. So it's one of those things I can get away with and I'm happy with. So the thing with the Homewave T35 and the T40, you do need a trailer for transporting. It's just too much work for the boat to be deflated, put in the back of the car, travelling around, bringing it back out, putting the floor in, vice versa. It's just too much work, too heavy, too time consuming. So for me guys, out of all the boats we've talked about today, I think the Homewave T35 is the best boat on the market in the mid-size range. And that's anything around the 3.5 metre mark. It's fast, it's fun, it's sturdy, it's most importantly very, very safe. And I think you can't go wrong with this boat. It is very, very versatile and it's a great fishing platform. So I hope all this helps. So thanks for tuning in to the video guys. If you like, hit me with a like. Subscribe if you would like to for more videos, more footage. And for now, it's a goodbye from me. And it's a goodbye from Colleen.
Bye everyone.
See ya.